There we
Awesome.
go. Yay. Okay. I'd like to call the meeting in order. Yep. Any additions or deletions?
I have none.
Yeah, I don't think I do.
Make a motion to, oh.
Oh, we haven't gone on yet.
We haven't gotten to there yet.
Yeah. Is there any approval in the minutes for April 22nd?
I will make a motion to approve those minutes.
Second. Yep. All in favor?
Aye.
Okay. All right, Mr. Klucher, you're on, brother.
Okay, we got Rush Road, we started ditching, it's coming out really easy. We're still more in the upper half.
Yeah, I saw that the other day.
And, we gotta get the other side started.
Good.
One little, I don't know, I'll come from there.
So what are you doing with all that dirt?
Gary Norton's taking some, Jim McBride wants some.
Oh, really? Nice. Okay, good.
It ain't hard to get rid of it.
All right.
And you guys asked me about getting prices on one, two, and residing that salt shed.
Yes.
Clover State, just beside that old salt shed, came in at 19.5.
I'm sorry, can you say that again?
Clover State was 19.5. just
For what?
just the old salt shed,
Just slide it?
side it.
Yep.
19.5.
And the lean-to came in at 28,900.
Wow.
And then I had Cornerstone come, the third guy never showed up. Cornerstone for the lean-to, which is, we'll go 30 feet, 2 rows, supposed to make that water should be, was $17,951.08. And beside the old salt shed is $8,847.65.
Well, that vinyl siding is expensive.
That's steel,
Steel siding? Wow.
to make it so it matches everything.
Yeah.
Could you give me that siding number? Sorry.
Hmm?
The siding number, was it 8,000 something?
$8,847.65.
Wow.
I appreciate it.
And we pick up the new truck tomorrow.
Okay.
I have to come grab a check for it.
Okay.
And it's good because I forgot to write it, so we'll take care of that first thing.
So once we've been trying to do mowing and we're gonna try to start ditching again.
Okay. I got one question for you. How we doing on that, fixing that woman's sod?
We went there today and got it all down. We're just gonna go get tops left.
Okay, good.
Great.
I just want to get that off our backs.
You know, it shouldn't be on our back, it's ours first.
I know that, sir. I do. You know what? And it's unfortunate that, you know, we have to cover for them. And they did the damage, but you know, it's just, you know.
Ours in the build home.
I would, well, yeah, keep track of your hours and we will do that. We'll send them a bill for your time, effort and cost of equipment to do that. Paying it, I don't know if they will, but you know, it's just. All right, anything else for Mr. Klucher?
No, we need to have stuff on the agenda here, signing the dump truck, papers. I don't know if you want to wait until you get to the council.
So you're getting the big one tomorrow? Being delivered? Or?
No, we gotta pick it up at 7:30 up to Jericho.
Jericho?
You have to pick it up at 7:30 in the morning.
Hmm.
So the initial cost was $277,185. The final cost is $281,595. So that's $4,410.
That
Expected
was because they had the wrong plow down for it.
Money grows on trees. Oh, I'm sorry,
It's
I
not-
think you all need to sign it.
It's not supposed to grow on trees.
Head honcho.
It is, yeah. Things happen, you know?
And we sold the other truck, correct?
Yes.
And that's out the door.
That's what made it hard to ditch with one truck.
Let's make a motion on this.
I'll make a motion to, what am I accepting the
For,
payment of-
Actually, we said prior
but it's a
To
different
sign it,
price.
I don't care, it's better to have motions, but.
Yeah, it's a different price of 27,200.
227,185. Yeah, to take the note out on the new truck.
Yeah, and they said if you're going to another one to replace that Mack in 4 to 5 years, you should start ordering the bodies now.
Why is that? Why is
I haven't heard time getting steel.
No, this is-
Oh.
You order it now, you better get it cheaper than one 4 or 5 years time.
True. That's certainly
Once they-
something.
Once we sign the paper, they lock that price.
Mm,
Because I don't know how that's gonna work. Town meeting, when you gotta have the truck 2 or 4.
Yeah,
You know, it's making a herd out of us going through it right now too.
something to have a conversation about, in the next 6 months. Like how we want to handle that.
Yeah,
I heard Teresa make the motion, did I hear a second?
yeah, I'll second it. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Right?
Thank you. Anything else you got there, Rick, for us?
No, you just let me know what you wanna do on this.
Okay.
Yeah, well, we have to talk about that, So what's your plan for that fuel station area behind there? Are you gonna tear that down soon? Or are you gonna just leave that there?
I hate to tear it down until we get something else.
Yeah, I hear you.
We're gonna have a roof over it and things.
Yep.
No, I don't even know what, nobody's got back to me on, prices for a double wall tank.
Yeah.
So I was gonna stop and see Morty up here, she still works that gas company.
Uh-huh.
How are you? Good.
Thank you.
I missed
I am still hoping to get the.
Next page, too.
municipal equipment loan from the $10,000 for instead of 3%.
That is the
Okay.
slowest I have been to, like,
I think there's something.
the government loan from that thing is like the slowest process in the world. It's just like, it's crazy slow. Teresa and I were at a conference together and it was just like, going, what, can you speed up this thing? No, but it's a low loan rate, but it's like, you have to wait and wait and wait, and it's just like, okay, I ordered this thing, I'm going forward, and I go, I can't move until I get a loan, and then the loan sits there, and things get worse and worse, and it's just like, you get extremely frustrated.
So can I grab that check in the morning, Maggie, in my box?
Yeah, that's fine. Switch my thing so I don't forget to take care of
I
that.
forgot to come up this afternoon.
It was crazy anyway, so thanks. I will put it in your box. And did you get this stuff in your box?
No, they're current box, I'll grab them all tomorrow.
All right, thanks, Rick. Have a good
Have a
night.
good night, Rick.
See ya. All right, let us move on to our emergency management coordinators report.
Well, we had trouble this time. Both the LEMP and the LHMP got bounced. They've both been reworked and both ready to be resubmitted. I think Andrew sent the copies up to you guys. Okay, and I'll talk to him about getting it resubmitted. The LHMP already probably saw the hearing, sent us a couple of things. I
Yep.
corrected those and the way you wanted them, so it's ready to go again. I'll talk to you tomorrow about submitting it again.
That potentially you go on the phone and talk about.
No,
Is that you, Andrew?
that is not Andrew.
Okay.
That is someone from the solar field, I believe. All right, thank you. Anything else?
Well, yeah, you guys have to make a motion to approve that.
The new LHMP.
Did you just make that motion?
I will make that motion. I will make the motion to approve the new LHMP based on the recommendation of
All in favor?
Bob and Andrew.
Aye.
Aye.
Thank you.
Okay, so there you got your report and you've done the hazard, local hazard mitigation plan, so we're good. Thanks, Bob, for everything and getting this all straight for us. Let us talk about Maple Broadband.
Just have to have a representative.
Yes, I know. Is there anybody who would like to be represented for Maple Broadband? Please don't raise your hand.
2 L's, right now?
Many are called, few are chosen. Go ahead. Do it.
I nominate Howard to be the
I'll second
broadband. All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Nay.
No.
Yeah, it's called
Too late.
2-1, you lose.
Sorry, carries.
Congratulations.
And then
I'm just gonna use your address here.
my personal.
No. Yes, this is your personal address here, and do everything else
Yeah,
there.
just sign it, I can do the rest. Please. And so this is the Pell study appointment and the emergency management committee appointment, and we just need your signature. Bob said yes, and Mary said yes. Have you talked to Ryan Brown recently? He's our emergency services representative.
Oh, that's you. Chair.
It's gonna be at a.
I know.
This past Wednesday.
Yeah, why you make big bucks.
Send me the check when they see it, will you?
Feeling.
I like sex. It would be nice to meet Ryan Brown personally at a select board meeting, but someday we could do that. So we could, you could get familiar with them and we as a board could get familiar in case we have any kind of event. So we're like going, oh, I'm Ryan Brown. And it's like, who? Yeah.
I honestly thought that the boundaries contract was in this file. So we can move that, then I can print it.
Okay, that would be
You
great.
guys are reviewing the warrants or whatever.
Okay. All right, inclusive declaration.
That's the one that
Yeah.
Yes.
she asked you about, and we neglected to put on the town ballot for March, so I don't know if that's something you want to push back again to them, but she keeps asking.
Yeah. Honestly, in my opinion, I think it's a harmless thing, and it's normal respect for everybody. I don't think it's huge controversial. It's not saying that we're going to
We
do.
welcome everybody and we want people to feel safe and nice.
Yeah, I do a motion now.
Yeah.
Put it on, accept the declaration of inclusion.
I'll second that.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Will be inclusion. Thank you.
Okay, I just wanted to.
Do you need me to sign this thing?
Does it ask for you to sign?
No,
By the,
It's just a motion.
Yeah, okay,
Yeah.
I think one is good.
okay, thank you.
We'll do report back to Ms. Barlow.
All right, we're going to talk to you, Ms. McCormick.
So the second ad placed with Addison Independent and the VLCT's listserv for a more treasurer focused part-time
Yes.
person has voted 0 candidates. I have 2 candidates from the first advertisement, both of whom I interviewed on Friday. Both of whom would probably, I think would both be fine additions to the staff. I don't know if you all would like to be involved in the second set of interviews, if you want to keep it open longer.
I think it would be prudent for us to kind of discuss this a little bit more in an executive session.
Yeah.
hiring
About what
on
it is, what
that,
we're looking
and
for.
what we're really looking to accomplish. You said,
Yeah.
okay with you, Zach? Okay, then let's move on to that.
Reappraisal notice mailing.
So the grand list has been updated with the new reappraisal values. And this application will go out in a book form that says, here it is. You know, here's the details of what this reappraisal is about. Here's the form to formally write in your grievance if you have one. There's information on the dates of the grievance hearings and also about 3 weeks ahead of the official dates for the grievance hearings for people to discuss. They can call ALIF if they have questions. His number's there. They're going to schedule appointments through this office. So the information includes the old value, the new value, and then the breakout between house site and that sort of thing. But you'll be able to see here's 10 acres for Joe Smith, and here's 10 acres for Lisa Smith, and they're roughly the same properties, and here's the assessed value. And then if again people have specific questions, they'll be able to ask.
Anything about taxes?
There's not, no, because we don't have a school tax rate yet. They do 36 there.
Yeah.
So it's scheduled, I'm hoping that it'll be printed and go in the mail on Friday, so people can expect that early next week.
Okay.
Well, just to say competency wise, it is, I think, very prudent of the town of Canton to actually have someone who is pretty much an expert on property value.
Yeah.
Instead of the usual rigmarole of, I think it's worth that much, or I want it to be worth that much. I don't want it to be worth that much, but actually what it's actually worth, because that makes it fair, equal, and consistent with everybody else who is in our community.
Right.
So, that's great.
All right, cool.
Zoning certificate of occupancy and compliance stuff.
So the town of Canton issues what we call certificate of occupancy. We've spoken about this before.
Yes.
But really what it tells you is that this person is in compliance with the zoning regulations.
Right.
That's all well and good, but what David has noticed as the trend is many realtors now want a certificate of occupancy / compliance, right? I mean, since they're one and the same here, our zoning regs call out a certificate of compliance, but it's in the definitions, but it's never explained anywhere else, so it's a little problematic. He suggested the select board might want to look at raising the fee for those certificates of compliance because
Specifically for realty ones?
Yes, more so than for the permitted things.
Yeah.
Because it needs a separate trip out and, measuring and all that sort of thing, so it costs the town more. So I'm just bringing it up there.
I would agree that any services that require selling a person's home, you're asking us to do additional work, and nobody works for free, and it's not.
And I don't think people who are actually doing work on their home who need to get a zoning permit need to,
They pay.
they're paying the regular fee that they need to pay for their CO. So, I think if we have a different tax structure for a specific real estate one, I think that would be better than
And I
a
would
regular one.
look at what the other surrounding towns are charging for fees on that, and making sure that, we're not too high and definitely not too low.
So we'll revisit this at the next board meeting.
Yes.
Who suggested doing it?
David Martinez on this.
Did he give you a number? Just wait.
He didn't, I don't know why, 75 or 100 versus the 50, I mean, probably 75 would cover additional time, but
Okay, rescheduling our next select board meeting on May 27th.
All in favor?
That's Memorial Day.
Yes.
Tuesday or Wednesday?
It's your guys' choice. I will not be in the area. I know.
Zach, tell me when you're
Is
gonna.
that like once in, or twice in 8 years?
I know, it's a blue moon.
I mean, yeah, Tuesday's fine.
Tuesday, 5?
Yep.
Let's do the 28th at 5:30. Oh, I get to wield the hand of power.
In other words, you get to start the meeting and end the meeting.
Yeah, well, you know,
You
it's
might
all
get
the,
appointed to something you don't want to.
Yeah.
See what gets appointed.
yeah, right, well, you know, we'll be here, this is the, we call the use policy.
Good. Those are all good ideas, I'm so proud of you guys.
We work hard.
Yeah, I can see that. All right. Let us move on to public comment.
I would again ask the town the wisdom of hiring the lawyer that they have hired for the solar project. In fact, that the lawyer has represented the solar company previously. I just feel that that is a big conflict of interest on the lawyer's end. If she's worked for the company, how can she represent the town of Canton?
I've had a pretty extensive conversation with our attorney that is representing the town in there. And from the conversations that I've had with her, she's definitely kind of a bulldog on this thing. And I would say definitely she has the interest in the town and not the solar company. And you would notice that right away. There are some things that they wanted them to do. As an example, would be like we've asked for any kind of legal fees that are developed through them that they would suggest a $10,000 or $15,000 pool of money for us to use, and she suggested $25,000. So she's representing our town fairly, and if it's not, I think between us, Mary Rudd and myself, watching this thing, I'm pretty confident, and I've had pretty extensive dealings with attorneys, and I think she is looking out for our best interest, and she's not cutting any deals on the side or anything else. And I would also say, we also got her name, not necessarily from out of a hat, but the man who represented the town on the issue of the solar field that is out here with Green Mountain Power. He suggested her as a person to represent our community. And I really trust his opinion and his knowledge on that. And that's where she came from. So that's why we chose her for that position. Plus she was interviewed between Mary and myself also. So.
Before you had the executive session?
We
About it?
we interviewed her, and then we brought the information to the select board for our opinion on that.
Have you met her yet?
No,
No.
but I question it because the open meeting laws, I cannot find in the board minutes where this was discussed before you went into executive session on that day. So I'm wondering.
We were talking about hiring and legal actions.
I understand that portion of going into executive
And
session.
I don't have to have a meeting when I'm talking to a person who is not on the select board. If I talk to these two in any other way in town business, I have to have a meeting in that. But if I talk to Mary Rudd, who is not on the select board, which is basically a completely different department from the town of Canton. There's the DRB, and there's a separation of powers between the select board. And so having that conversation about that, she has heard the conversation with this attorney. I heard the conversation with the attorney. She thought the attorney looked good. I thought the attorney looked good. She doesn't have the money to pay for it. The town has the money to pay for it. That's really the only difference between us two, is that she doesn't have any money to do that. She's budgeted probably $1,000 or $2,000 in legal fees in the DRB.
Oh, yeah, I'm sorry.
Not a lot.
It's not a lot. So any other fees or any things has to come out from the town. So that's why that is brought here. And then we had a discussion about her in the executive session. We came out of executive session and we voted to then decide to use her as our attorney.
How many people,
Pardon me?
how many people, lawyers were interviewed?
Just one. You know, there's not a lot of people who understand the ideas of solar fields and power and, you know, right of ways, electricity. It's, you know, like I said, the guy who represented us, who lives in Cornwall, Ben Marks is his name. He recommended her. He goes, we actually wanted Ben Marks to do representing us again from our past experience. He goes, I don't have the time because I'm representing somebody in New York City on some issues and stuff. So he goes, but I would recommend, and he was select board chairman in Cornwall, if I was going to have an issue in my town, I would use her. So that was what my recommendation, and I'm going like, and how do I pick a lawyer out of the phone book for somebody on solar panels that I have no idea? So I have to go with somebody who is pretty familiar with the actions of solar panels, who deals a lot with solar panels and solar fields, and Ben Marks does. And if he says she's pretty good on that for the side, I guess I have to take his word for it, and that's all I can do.
Have the town started to put together what the town gets for money, credits, the benefits from the solar field?
We have
that's
not.
over there?
Not yet.
Nope.
No.
Well, that is something we wouldn't be putting together. That is something that they would be delivering to us.
I know.
I'm
what
not
the-
talking about the proposed solar field. I'm talking about the current solar field that's out there, where the town is supposed to be getting all these benefits.
We actually got extensive benefits from that.
Well, what are those benefits? Is it in the form of cash?
You're talking about lights, heating systems, insulation, a new furnace, redid the public works garage with heating systems.
There's a lot of upgrades that we needed for these buildings.
Yeah.
And Green Mountain Power covered
Yeah,
that. So those were things.
So
that the
they
town-
paid cash for that, for the town to pay those
No, they
bills,
had-
or
they
they
had-
paid?
they did the work.
They did the work, and those were things that the town was going to have to pay for the upgrades. And
They
by
changed
them,
it. Yeah.
by them doing it means that we didn't have to take money out of our budget to make.
Well,
those
that's fine,
changes.
but that's not common knowledge. I mean, why is it so hard to come out and say that?
Well, actually, it was when you were, during the time period that was happening, because Mary Powell came here, and we had a kind of like a big meeting with Mary Powell out in front of the building, and Mary Powell
We
made
also
this,
had during town meeting that year, we
Yeah.
also had a big presentation.
we had a big presentation by them, and then
We've
they
done
came
two
out.
big things. We did the cupola, and then we did the building renovations, and both years that we did those, we had a presentation during town meeting.
And they also came to us again when they offered us the, what's that thing called out there? The,
Like,
the battery backup system for the town. That whole system is like, we are the first town in the nation to have that battery backup system in the town. So if the power goes off in certain parts of the town, within 10 millimeters of a second, they get power back on. And
It's a
it's,
great emergency shelter.
our town is covered by that, our town offices and our town garage is all covered by that. And they are talking about expanding that to the whole part of town of Canton. And there's no other town in Vermont that has that. We have. So those are a lot of things that Green Mountain Power has done for us. And to understand that completely on this, Green Mountain Power, when it started here, another company had the rights for the lease of the land called Green Lantern. And when this whole thing started, it wasn't like we had a lot of control, and then Green Mountain bought the lease from Green Lantern so they could put up the solar field there and they could create power for their power grid, because Green Mountain Power doesn't make power. They buy power from another country called Canada, from Hydro-Quebec. That's where they get probably 70% of all the power that happens in the town of Penn comes from Canada. Very few comes from the little generations of Otter Creek and a few other places, but most of it comes from Hydro-Quebec or down south in Alabama or someplace there when they can get it for a lower price where they buy it off the grid. But most of it comes from Canada. So they were very happy to start this program here because they think it's beneficial for our town. And they used our town as a model program. So, and actually, if you go to our website, and I believe on our website, Maggie, it actually shows about what happens if the power goes out in our town, and everything explains about the whole process. So,
Well, that's only if you got them batteries.
right, and we have the Tesla batteries.
All right, where are you pointing? The town hall or?
No, they're
The
all
batteries are at the solar field.
in the solar field.
That's where they.
Yeah,
So what specific places do they go to?
The backup power comes from there along Canton Road and as far as to town hall, is my understanding. And
Right.
my belief also, or my understanding is that in this coming year, the year we're in, it's supposed to expand further, but I'm not sure exactly
Right.
where they want to cover. Apparently about.
So it's basically just houses in this area.
Generally.
Right
that's
now,
what it
yes.
is.
about 57 houses.
Yeah.
And it goes as far east as probably up to Basin Harbor Road. Presently. So what they have to do is they have to string a whole separate set of lines underneath their regular lines to run this power, because it's a different energy. Because when you have power coming from someplace else, they can't coordinate it, because one power will be coming this way, and another power will be coming this way. If they meet, then you have kind of a power explosion. So, especially when you're
Exciting
using,
as that sounds. I
Right,
think
I think
we'll-
I'll pass. Is
yeah.
that an LHMP?
it's, I believe it's like
Like a
440
solar
going in
installation?
each direction, which makes things really exciting. So I'm not a really expert on power, but I know some things about power from being on the fire department. Other than knowing the two ends of the line, you can see them on the ground, you know it's dead. So other than that. So that's what's going on with them. And they were also going to start an energy program where they were going to go through all the houses in Panton and do an energy audit and try to improve people's by windows, doors, and insulation. But the Department of Energy in Vermont told them they couldn't do that because that's outside their scope of being an electric company. So.
They already did the energy.
There have been a number of, I think, initiatives over the years, right, to get more.
Because we came to a meeting down here like that, and we had the energy audit done, and they did the work on the house.
So. But was it GMP or was it someone else? Doesn't matter really, but that's,
GMP is through somebody else.
yeah.
And kind of efficiency in Vermont.
Yeah.
So that's the deal with GMP. And like I said,
So, is you guys there?
is there a hand up or was it the mouse?
I think it's.
It was the mouse. So,
Mhm.
So that's my experience with Mary Powell and stuff like that. So that's how, and the guy that helped us through this whole process was the guy who recommended the attorney that we have now. And it was a huge process because this was very new for most communities, so.
There probably is more specific information in the minutes from both the town meeting and the select board meetings at that time that predates me by.
Yeah, are there any earlier minutes online besides 2022?
Oh, yeah,
Select-
if you have to look, but there's a whole other section, they go
Well,
back to
the
2017.
planning commission has meetings dating back to 2018, probably before. I didn't go
Yeah,
there. But I didn't find any select board meeting.
oh, they should be there, so I'll take a look, if they're not, it's a fluke, but it just.
Okay.
When you move from the old website to the new website, sometimes the way things were structured on the old website didn't play well to be ported over to the new website, so there's sometimes categories, so let's see, select board meeting minutes. Yeah, oh, so, well done, but it's here on the left-hand side. It's not, so when you go to select board meeting minutes, you see the bars 2024, 2023, 2022. If you go to the left, I'll see if I can make it go below here in these green bars, so it's more obvious, but they are here from 2014 to 2020. They're there, it's just, and again, transferring from one to the other was a pretty major process, and thank you, because I'm still figuring out.
Yeah,
where
well, I
things
mean, I couldn't get
go.
the agenda until this afternoon.
That was me, I just flaked. I'm sorry, I mean, it was posted out at the bulletin boards, I know that doesn't really help, please feel free to call me, and I'll make sure you can get it, because that's what happened, yeah, just, it was human error.
Okay, anything else on public comment? All right. Let us move on. Let us communicate.
Does anyone else have anything? I just wanted to say the tree committee is meeting Wednesday night at 5:30 here. And the shop, I wrote back an email that said, I'm pretty sure you have to operate under open meeting law and take minutes.
Yes.
I haven't heard back. I also have my own appointment at 5:30, so I'm hoping, I said, I can give you a key and a quick rundown. She's pretty familiar with.
Yeah, I don't think her minutes have to be that extensive.
They don't have to be
I
extensive.
mean,
like
just
that.
who's there, what we talk about, a brief discussion.
Since it's an embodied.
Yes.
community.
Right, yeah.
Yes.
So that's.
Yes.
All I want to make sure they're all aware.
Anything else?
Nope.
All right. Let us review and approve accounts payables, timesheets, and warrants.
The ACRCP contract for the grant. Okay, so there's 2 payrolls and 1 pay. One for everybody.
So exciting.
Right.
You want the big one?
Sure.
Sure. No, I'm over here passing stuff out. I get to choose. Kelly, the bull, Kelly. Martine. Margaret. That's or is known as the stoner, if we call.
Who is it? Oh, Jefferson.
Yeah,
Can you call him that?
yeah, he's stoner.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Lovely.
What was the speeding situation? Do you read Mandy's back and forth?
I have no idea.
That's been quite the thing.
Or that, issue on, I believe it was Stovepipe Road too, I don't know. Thanks for calling. Time never stops here. I'm just kidding. Boy, look what Kelsey, oh, that's a killer. Have you gotten reimbursed from the legal actions? Or, oh, not yet?
I see, it was going back and forth this meeting.
On Jersey, that family from Spalding.
They thought somebody, but it was.
No, it was a resident who was out of
Yeah.
So then, yeah, the sheriff was gonna try to look into it. So they can respond.
Barb.
Slick.
Just going.
Bring it up.
Yeah, it's 20 seconds,
Date. So, discussion.
Varieties is holding, Varieties is apparently the mother company, father company. There seem to be 3 or 4 company names involved. But they have set up on the website to hold public outreach meetings here, town hall on the 22nd of May.
The 12th,
On the 27th of May?
22nd,
22nd.
And the.
12th June?
Yes, and it's also posted on the bulletin boards.
So there are multiple companies involved in this solar project?
Well, I have no idea, right? But at first it's Sunny's, then it's Varieties, then there's someone else, Freepoint Solar, right? So there's several names involved. They could all just be companies that are owned or subsidiaries. I don't know, and I am not interested, that's way on my interest in trying to get through the world.
Okay. All right.
It just sounds like they're just trying to pass the buck on it. Well, it's not that one's fault, but this is responsibility to do this part, and that one's responsibility.
Well, they all
Well,
have,
Yeah, I think it'd be really interesting to sit and listen and see, who, and those would be really great questions, like, okay, so who's the parent company? Who's actually building the solar field? Who's in charge of the power? And, or is the power, like, all of those are gonna be such good questions, and those are questions that a lot of people are gonna wanna know the answer to, and I think that's a great, those 2 meetings are great times to get the answers to those questions.
When's the second one?
June 12th.
So also on the website, if you're in the home page, I went in where you get to residents, so up at the very top, there's residents, and then there's the life and camping section, which is on the right, and under that, I have created a spot for Varieties/Sunny Solar proposal, and in there is their link to the public outreach poster.
It greatly depends what browser you use, because I had to get my daughter, her boyfriend to try to find the select board meeting minutes, but I could never get the Canton website to come up the way I saw Teresa bring it up. And you cannot do it with Chrome. Chrome, it comes up as an old.
I'm on.
I'd say this is Chrome
Edge.
too, this is a Chromebook.
Microsoft Edge is the only way I get it to come up to look like a
That's so
Windows
interesting.
keypad.
Because this is a Chromebook.
I can't control what CAS says, it's the text.
It really does depend on what you use for browsing, to bring up that website, what you can find on it.
So you're saying you went to Edge and couldn't get it, I'll call my website.
I mean, Chrome comes up totally different than the website on Microsoft Edge.
How interesting, and that is interesting, and I don't know if that's a programming piece, but I can.
Because this is a Chromebook.
That's the only, I can only get that using Edge.
Hmm.
I can't get it using Chrome.
Fascinating.
I only use Chrome, Edge.
Well, that's what I usually use.
Yeah, I love my Chromebook.
Like I say, that's what you said, well, try Microsoft Edge and see if it comes up, and go, wow, I never get that much stuff on it.
Well, so I'm glad you found the
That's good.
functionality, because there's a lot of stuff, and we made a point of updating the website, and I've worked pretty hard to make sure that new information gets there in a reasonable timeframe. But I did fail on the agenda this week, but generally I'm on it, so we try to make sure people have information.
Okay, I'd like to make a motion to accept our,
Sorry.
accept our accounts payable, timesheets and payroll. Is there a second?
I'll second that.
All in
Oh.
favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Well, this is, go ahead, what were you gonna say?
This is the regional planning.
Oh, right, they.
$10,000
APRTC.
grant to study boundaries.
Yes.
Have you heard anything more from Chris Barrett? Did he get in touch with you?
Yeah, he talked to me about it, and he's, they're going to, like, they're moving a little bit forward on it, and it's gonna start soon.
Okay. So this is pretty straightforward, and it's one duly authorized agent. We submit invoices and payments.
Yes, it should be totally covered by that, out of the total $20,000 between the two towns.
Right.
To actually discover the actual borders of the southern and also
The
western
Western
borders.
Edge,
And it will be then put
trying to
to
figure out
rest.
where Virgin's ends and Panton starts, there seems to be some
There
discrepancy.
you go, right over the trailer park again.
You know, it's just pile of rocks someplace, it just doesn't work anymore. You actually have to get a GPS locator.
No.
So,
Try for that trailer park or, I don't know. Most of which town it's in.
Yeah.
okay, anything else here?
Uh,
I'd like to move in and make a motion to move into executive session.
Do we need a motion to have signed?
I think,
I'll make a motion just in case.
Yep.
I'll make a motion to accept the RCP grant proposal
for $10,000.
for $10,000 for the boundary study.
So second,
Yep.
all in favor?
Aye.
I will sign this. I'm not giving blood. I'm just- Okay,
Thank you so much.
thank you. And with that, we are going to move into, like a motion, move into executive session. Is there
I
a
will
second?
second that.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. So this ends our meeting. You're staying?
No.
Sure, if you'd like to. Great. Thank you.
Thanks, everyone.
Goodbye, David.
See ya.
Thank you. Have a good night.
You too.
Cheers.
See ya, fellas.
Oh, they're gone.
I will pause. Anything else, kids?
Thanks, Melissa.
Thank you so much.
Anything else? No? Is that enough?
No, because I'm hungry.
Yeah,
Okay.
you already,
Is there a motion to close?
yeah, I'll make a motion to close.
Okay, non-debatable, all in favor? Aye?
Aye.
Okay, thank you.
Me.
Amazing.